Hi students, welcome to the session on loop antenna. In this video, we will see what is loop antenna and its radiation mechanism and advantages and disadvantages of loop antenna. So first we define loop antenna. Loop antenna is an antenna. It's an antenna which comprises one or more turns of wire forming a DC subcircuit, forming a DC short circuit. So loop antenna is an antenna which comprises one or more turns. Turns means loops of a wire forming a DC circuit. This antenna is called loop antenna. Second, the loop may be a circular loop, maybe circular, square, or rectangular. This we must remember whenever we deal about loop antenna, right? So this is what very important for practical application. The main application is it is used as a directional finder, right? So it's very important application. Direction finder means finding the direction of unknown transmitter, right? For that we are using loop antenna. Let us see how it is used for that purpose and all, right? Okay, so let us start analysis. Here I have used circular loop antenna. The blue color is a loop antenna that is kept in the origin, and the radius of the loop is capital R. This is the radius of the loop, right? So it is the observation point. P is observation point where radiation from the loop antenna must be observed. The distance from the origin of the loop antenna to the observation point is small r. R dash is the distance from the small element of the loop to the observation point. So total element is divided into small element dl, dl1, dl2 like that, and the distance from that element to the observation point is r dash, right? So this loop is connected to transmission line. This line is transmission line. The loop is circular. This is a circular loop antenna. Okay, now we will start analyzing, right? So here let us consider what we have taken. We consider a small circular loop of radius r, right? We have taken the blue color lines, so we consider a circular loop with the radius r. I is carrying current I, which carries current I, that we know, right? So that I is equal to I naught cos omega t, right? So we know that any current carrying loop is considered as magnetic dipole. Any current carrying loop is a magnetic dipole. If you have any doubt, please refer my video on magnetic dipole in electromagnetic field, right? Otherwise you should have studied current carrying loop acts as a magnetic dipole, right? So this we know. So as usual, how can we analyze the antenna? We have to first take what you call vector magnetic potential value. From magnetic potential we find E and H. So from current we find A. From A there is vector magnetic potential. From A we find E. From E we find H. Then P average we will find. Then we will find P radiated. The same logic we are going to use. So the vector magnetic potential at point P, vector magnetic potential at point P is given by due to loop. Due to loop is given by, what is the formula for that is, hope you know what is the vector magnetic potential. So that is given by A. This we have studied in EMF itself, mu IDL divided by 4 pi r dash. If you have any doubt, please refer my video on time varying potential and vector magnetic potential that I have posted one video in EMF section, right? So this is a vector magnetic potential. So this is equation number 1. This you should have studied in EMF itself, right? Okay, where what's I value? We know I is equal to I naught cos omega t minus beta r dash, right? So in phasor form I can write as real part of I naught e power j omega t minus beta r dash. Fine. Okay. So real part of e power j is cos omega t minus beta r dash only. So in that way we are writing, right? So substituting these values in equation, what will happen? We will get a, yes, a in phasor form is given by this is equal to mu constant. I take it outside. I is I naught, so I naught divided by 4 pi is constant. I take it outside. Integral IDL. So j omega t will go away. So we know that and all. If you have any doubt, please refer my video on phasor form of Maxwell's equation. There I have explained everything. So e power minus j beta r, e power j omega t will go. So e power minus j beta r dash into dl. Right, so it is dl, IDL. Okay, fine. Right. So this is equation number 2. It is very difficult to solve this equation, and the solution will be so lengthy, right? But we can show that what is the thing? It can be shown that, right, for small loop we are analyzing only a small loop. Small loop indicates r must be, that is radius of the loop must be far less than lambda. For small loop, r dash is approximately equal to r. Yes or no? Of course it's yes only, right? What is the reason? You see, that is the diagram. We have seen that for small loop, if r is small, very small, what is the thing? The loop will be like this only. So whether you go from here or whether you go from here for long distance, both the distance appears same only. So r dash will be equal to r. Fine. So for small loop, we can replace r dash by r in the denominator, and a has only 5 component. No need to solve this, directly you can write, because the solution is so tedious, and a has only 5 component. That is given by a phi is equal to mu I naught divided by 4 pi r squared. A is the area of the loop, 1 plus j beta r e power minus j beta r sin theta. This is equation number 3. Right? No need to derive this equation, directly you can write, where a is equal to pi r square, area of the loop or loop area. Fine. So if our loop has n turns, then a is equal to n pi r square for loop with n turns. Right? So this is the area. It is vector magnetic potential. Please remember, it is A is equal to area. A vector is vector magnetic potential. We know that B is equal to, I told already, B for a half-wave dipole antenna and Hertzian dipole antenna, we know B is equal to mu H, that is equal to del cross A. So A we know, substitute the A value, and we can get H value, right? H value and E value. This is the way we will find, right? And also we know that once we find a del cross H is equal to j omega epsilon E, Maxwell's equation. So from H you find del cross H, from that you can find the E value. So this is the process we have to follow. We followed. If you have any doubt, please refer my video on half-wave dipole and Hertzian dipole. So after simplifying this, what we get is E phi is equal to minus j omega mu I naught A divided by 4 pi sin theta j beta by r plus 1 by r square e power minus j beta r. Right? So this is 4, equation number 4. Similarly, if HR is given by j omega mu I naught A divided by 2 pi eta cos theta 1 by r squared plus minus 1 j by beta r cube j by beta r cube e power minus j beta r 5. Then E phi HR H theta is given by j omega mu I naught A divided by 4 pi eta sin theta j beta by r plus 1 by r square minus j by beta r cube e power minus j beta r. This is sixth equation, and these are all the three terms you will get, whereas ER, E theta, H phi is equal to 0. These three elements components are 0. These three components are present. We know the radiation is dominated by 1 by r component, so HR is not there because it is 1 by r square, 1 by r cube is there. So radiation term is 1 by r only. So these terms can be neglected. This you can neglect. This you can neglect. So what is our E phi? E phi is simply this one only. J into j square minus 1 plus 1 omega mu I naught A by 4 pi sin theta beta e power j beta r. This is what E phi. Similarly, H phi is this H phi H theta. HR is not there. H theta is, these terms will be neglected. 1 by r is only radiation component. So what is it? J into j squared minus 1, like that it will come. So we can write minus omega, the same thing will come, you see, minus omega mu I naught, right, by eta, except that will come. So what is E phi value? E phi will be omega mu naught omega mu I naught A divided by 4 pi r beta sin theta e power minus j beta r. Yes or no? You see here, omega mu I naught A divided by 4 pi r beta e power minus j beta r sin theta. J into j square minus 1 minus 1 plus 1. So that is what E phi. Similarly, HR is given by H theta. H theta is given by, what do you call, minus E phi by eta. H is equal to E by eta, we know. So H theta, you see, what is H theta? This is what H theta only is there. H phi HR component is not there because 1 by r component is not there. 1 by r is radiation. So j into j minus 1, right? Omega mu I naught divided by 4 pi eta beta e power minus j beta r. We compare both the equation. This is what our H theta. H theta, you see, what is the relation between H theta? These things is omega mu I naught beta e power 4 pi is E phi. This is what E phi. So minus E phi by eta. So simple. Right? So other components are 0, where eta is equal to 120 pi. Right? So this is the expression for far field pattern or radiation pattern of loop antenna. Right? I hope you understand this concept clearly. If you have any doubt, please ask me in comment section. Now we will go for What are the advantages? The main advantage of loop antenna is it has very high directivity, excellent directivity. That is the biggest advantage of loop antenna. The disadvantage is it is suitable for only apt for only low frequency and medium frequency, not for high frequency antenna, right? And second disadvantage is transmission efficiency is poor, right? So that is the another disadvantage of loop antenna. What is the main application? Main application I told it is used for directional. It is used as a directional finder. It is used to find the direction of unknown transmitter, right? So how can we find the direction of unknown transmitter? So we know the loop antenna is associated with the receiver, right? So when the loop antenna is used in the receiver, when you turn 360 degree, when you rotate this loop antenna 360 degree, what will happen is it will provide a maxima at 0 degree and 180 degree, minima at pi by 2 and 270 degree, 90 degree and 270 degree, right? So when we rotate the loop, what will happen? Maximum signal is heard when the receiver loop antenna is along the direction of transmitter. 0 degree or 180 is nothing but the same direction of transmitter. When you rotate, so the receiver will hear when the loop antenna is along 0 degree or 180. 180 means this side. Yes or no? This is antenna, this is receiver. Right, when you rotate 0 degree, there will be a maximum, or 180 degree, there will be a maximum. Null at or minimum at pi by 2 1 or 270 degree. So the loop antenna, when you rotate the loop, the maximum signal is heard in the receiver when the loop antenna is set along the direction of transmitter. Along the direction of transmitter is nothing but 0 degree or 180 degree, and no signal is heard when the loop antenna is 90 degree or perpendicular, 90 degree or 270 degree to the direction of right angles to the direction of incoming signal. So when receiver is along the direction of incoming signal, right? So maximum is heard. That is what 0 degree or 180 degree. Maximum signal is heard. When receiver is perpendicular to the direction of incoming wave, no signal is heard. In this way, loop antenna is used as a directional finder. And another important application of loop antenna is it is used in the radio receiver, right? And aircraft receiver. There only we are using a loop antenna. For both the things, it is used as a directional finder. It is also used in UHF transmitter, right? So these are all the applications of loop antenna. That's all about this session. Thank you.